So, website hosting, okay? This is a really important topic. It's a subject that has really, in the last 12 months, has been the make and break for a lot of people, okay? Since Google's brought out its page speed and all of those types of important metrics, web hosting has probably been one of the biggest things. Now, there's a few reasons why, okay? So I'm going to go into those a little bit further, but first of all, I'm going to talk to you about what web hosting really is. Yes, it's somewhere that you host your website. I get that, okay? But there's a few more bits and pieces to it, and I'll run through that now. So on my website here, I've got this infomercial, and if we click on it, oops, it'll open up for you. So this is an introduction to web hosting. Now, this has been around since 2012. This infographic, it's not mine. There's attribution at the bottom of this page for it. But it's a nice, easy explanation of what it is. So let's just quickly whiz through it. So an introduction to web hosting, okay? What is the internet? We all sort of understand what the internet is now. And that hosting is realistically where your website sits. It holds all the software that works out, what happens with your videos and your email responders and how this color actually looks on your computer or your phone, the responsiveness, all of that. There's a lot of powerful software in the background in a web host server that you don't have anywhere else, okay? And then on your computer, you have a browser. Now, that browser could be Chrome, it could be Firefox, it could be Safari, it could be Internet Explorer if you haven't updated yet, or the new Microsoft Edge. Okay, so there's lots of different browsers out there. So the browser is just the software that you have on your machine or your phone that reads what the software from the server puts out with your website, yeah? Okay. So that's the geeky stuff out of the way, or some of the geeky stuff out of the way. Now, there's different types of web hosting, okay? Now, the first one is shared hosting. Now, shared hosting is really good for beginners and new, and small websites and just static websites like that. Is where the ones your GoDaddies and your HostGators, that type of thing, $3 a month, the crazy domains, all that sort of stuff. So you go in, there's a dashboard, you put your name and your details and everything like that, and boom, you've got a web host. Okay, then you've got to put your website on it, and some of them have website builders, la 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 la. Okay, so they're cheap and easy to use, the maintenance is secured, they've got technical support, some of them, and it's just a basic hosting service, right? Then you have the virtual private server. Now, this is the next step up. It's a little bit more expensive. Okay, so you're no longer talking the $5 to $15 a month. We're now talking sort of, $50 for a small plan, all the way up to thousands of dollars. And the advantages are they're a bit more cost effective compared to dedicated hosting, which is the next one. The setup times are a bit faster, and they're a bit more easily upgradable. The disadvantages are that you need someone real techie to set them up, and technical support from the actual supplier could be a bit slower, so their focus is very much different. Next is your dedicated server. Now, the dedicated server is a system that you run, you maintain, you do everything with, and it's your own server, in a hosting platform, and they're hugely expensive. Okay, so there's a large amount of disk space, there's a lot of bandwidth, flexible, dedicated IPs, all this sort of stuff. They're expensive compared to the VPS, and shared hosting, and requires a high level of technical knowledge to manage. Okay, outside of the realm of most businesses. Okay, the big businesses, yes, your Bunningses and all of that of the world, and what would you have in the States? Your Walmarts and Home Depots and all that type of thing. They all use, they've got their own servers because they've got these massive websites that really are prone to all sorts of issues. So what we actually offer is a service which is similar to the shared hosting, but inside of a virtual private server network. So it's our own virtual private server. Okay, so we take the big chunk, and it's not cheap. It's quite an expensive plan. And we offer that to our clients, and we don't make anything out of it. Okay, so we're just covering our costs. It's $30 a month, but it is super duper good. Okay, and I'm going to go into the reasons why soon. This is not a sales video either. This is about hosting. Okay, and some checks and balances that you can make yourself. So let's go back. So things to look into: the location. Okay, where is your audience and where is your server? If you've got a worldwide audience, you probably want to look at some cloud hosting. Okay, if you've got a local audience and you're in New Zealand and your server is HostGator in Texas, well, you've got a long way for every page load, for every communication to travel. Okay, it slows your site down. People will tell you it doesn't. It does. Okay, the support. Are they in a different time zone? Maybe if they're in a different time zone, a lot of the times it's easier because you haven't got as many people to worry about. But support's a big factor. Okay, the resources, bandwidth, all that sort of stuff, the disk space, any of the other extras, the control panel if you need that. Backups are very, very important. Having a backup of your site on a daily basis is super important if anything goes wrong, especially if you've got memberships and e-commerce and those types of services. And the price, make sure you're not sacrificing stability, support, and infrastructure for dollars. Your website is the number one resource for your business. It is not worth scraping on and scrimping and scraping on. Okay, and look at your terms and conditions. So one of the biggest things that's not covered in here, because this was made in 2012 and it wasn't such, it was an issue, but it wasn't the on the highlight of every one of them as it is at the moment, is security. Our servers run security scans constantly. Okay, and if there's anything is detected, your site is quarantined without going down, and then it's cleaned, and then it's put back again. You don't have to worry about all that stuff. It's seamless. Okay, the hosting service that we've been able to acquire is very, very good and very, very stable. The other thing, and let me take you to, there's a link on this page. So if you're watching this video off the hosting page on my website, if you scroll down, you'll see there's a link. Click on that link and input your web address into it and see who else is sharing the server space that you're in. Okay, so here's one that I did earlier. I'm going to you can't see who it is because I don't wish to divulge who they are. But you can see there's 138 different websites hosted on this IP address. It's only showing 100 because this is the free version. And realistically, you only need the free version. But the big thing is there's 138 websites competing for the same space and bandwidth that you are. Okay, that's massive. Now, if they are from dubious sources like online gambling or alcohol, drugs, the adult industry, pornography, those types of things, Google's going to smack you in the side of the head. Okay, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Okay, because you are who you hang out with. The people in your neighborhood, if they've got the same IP address as you, the same address as you, you're going to get tarred with the same brush. Okay, now let's have a quick old squiz through this one and see what comes up. So, for some reason, it's been a bit of a pain to us, and it's not showing us too many of this. That's the way my page works. But here we go. That's better. So let's go through casino. Another casino-y thing. Let's go down here to what did I see earlier? Just quickly in the P, we got porno film, porno Ruscue, or whoever the hell that is. Then if we look at the Bizweb, okay, so Bizweb, our website, we've got 19, which most of those are our websites and a few clients that are hosting on this particular part of the hosting. So we've got a few hosting accounts, depends on who it is, where they are at, okay. We don't host your emails, we have those on a separate host again, but we do recommend that you use G Suite. G Suite's perfect, okay, and it's really got some really good features. So best practice at the moment is your website's hosted on your website hosting and your email is hosted elsewhere. Okay, we can set all that up. Like I say, it's only $30 a month. it's a no-brainer, really. Okay. If you want any more information, there's you can purchase down below, or you can just go to the contact page and flick me a message. Okay. Talk to you soon.